everybody, Rob Lally here. In today's video, I'm actually going to give you a complete walkthrough of LinkedIn Sales Navigator and teach you how to generate leads from it in 2022. Some of these tips and techniques I'm going to show you from beginner to advanced are so potent they have literally allowed me to break the 5 figures a month mark in my business and even earn as much as 5 figures in a day, just by finding the right type of client using the right type of search terms. Now, it doesn't matter if you're a solopreneur watching this video or a small to medium-sized business who just want to train their sales team of how to use LinkedIn Sales Navigator. I've got you completely covered. Let's get on with the video. I hope you really enjoy it. So this is what the first initial screen of Sales Navigator actually looks like. It's got my priority accounts, which I've just selected when I'm registering for Sales Navigator, just on the side here. It doesn't matter what you select. It's completely unimportant to actually generating leads. Just select some, skip through it as fast as you can. And then it's got a blank kind of alert list here. Now, the thing is about Sales Navigator, it's, such a comprehensive tool. It has so many different things that you could click on and use. I'm going to literally just show you what works for me in this video because I only probably use about 15% of it. And I've generated hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of call bookings with ideal clients just using it. So it is potent, but you don't really need to get lost in the weeds at all, which is what I see a lot of people doing. Now, I'm actually going to walk through the basics in this video, then look at some more of the advanced stuff. Let's say, for instance, here, I want to find people who are coaches, right? Let's just say that's my ideal client. So I've typed in the word coach and it's brought me to this next screen here, which has a bunch of complex search filter functions, which is where the real magic happens. So as we can see in the world, we've got 6 million plus coach results. As you can see, this list, it has all sorts of different types of coaches on it. We've got sales coaches, we've got career coaches, we've got talk coaches. The list is kind of unrefined, and that is because I've literally just typed the word coach in there. Let's say I want to get a bit more specific and say, I am looking purely for career coaches. So I've typed career coaches in here. Remember, our list was at 6 million. It's now reduced down to 870,000 results. So much more refined. However, once we look down here, we can see that some of these people, for instance, Kim here, she works for a company. And really what I'm after is business owners. I don't want people who are employed by a company. I want people who actually have, some leverage and some say-so in terms of what happens in the company. I'm after decision makers, right? Because I'm not going to be able to sell to a career coach who, they're just an employee, right? So let's just have a look here about how I could get this even more targeted. Well, we could click on title here, and I want to find people who go by the title of, let's search for, potentially founder. All right, so we typed founder in there. So we're 800 and something thousand, right? Right, we've come all the way down now to 53,000 results, which is fantastic, right? Now, perhaps I'm actually looking for, I could be looking for solopreneurs, or I could be looking for maybe, small to medium-sized companies, which is great because LinkedIn Sales Navigator actually allows me to do this. Let's just say I'm not looking for career coaches who are founders who have 100 staff. It's too big for what I want to, give them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over to company headcount here and select company headcount. And then we could see the amount of employees and the amount of people that actually fall into this bracket. So career coaches who are founders, there's a few of them who have over 1,000 employees, which is obviously huge. And it's too big for what I want to aim for with them. So what I am going to select is I'm going to select self-employed because that is, who I'm targeting. I'm also going to select 1 to 10 employees. All right. So as you can see here, we got 1 to 10 employees, self-employed, who are career coaches and founders. We're down all the way from 6 million down to 32,000 results. Now we're getting to more list sizes that we can actually work with, but we can still get even more specific than this. So how do we do this? We do this with looking at relationships. So how LinkedIn works is first degree connections you're already connected to, kind of like Facebook. You're already friends with these people. Second degree connections are the people who you aren't connected to, but one of your connections is connected with them. So it's like, think about like the 6 degrees of separation. Second degree connections, they're friends of friends, right? They're not directly connected to you. Then we got third degree connections and group members who, group members is pretty self-explanatory. They're in LinkedIn groups. Third degree connections are people who aren't connected to you in any sort of way. You don't have any mutual friends in common. So because I'm going to connect with a bunch of these people, I actually want to have some like shared connections with them, right? You see, Doug here is a second degree connection, which means I have people in common with him. Now, I want a whole list of people who I have people in common with. So I'm going to select second degree connections. So this is career coaches who are founders with company sizes of 1 to 10, self-employed, who I have mutual friends with. Now, you see how I'm stacking the advantage here, because if I send a connection request to these people, they are more likely to accept a connection request from people who are like friends of friends, right? It's just more easy for them. Think about like real life and think about like, it's easier to start a friendship with a friend of a friend than it is to start a friendship with a stranger. It's the same principles apply. So I've got that down now. I've come all the way down from 6 million results to 6,000 results. I want to get even more specific on this right now. And I want to actually just find these types of people, but in a certain area. So maybe I could just type New York in here. Let's just try New York. All right, so we've got New York. So career coaches who are founders in New York, who are friends of friends, who've got 1 to 10 company size or self-employed and are founders as well. Wow, 346 results all the way from 6 million. Right? Pretty impressive. Okay, now I can actually get this down even more if I want to, but first of all, I actually want to save this search. I want to save this search because I already feel it's quite narrow. You ideally want to get your search results to 1,000 or under, because if we scroll all the way down to here, even though LinkedIn is telling me right now, I can click, all these numbers at the bottom to see all 6 billion search results if I wanted. It actually only shows me 1,000 people. So I want, lots of lists which are smaller than 1,000 people so I can actually connect with them. Now I'm going to go up to saved search here and I'm going to save all these filters right now. I'm going to label it. It's already pre-populated with lead search 1. I'm going to label it as career coach, New York, second degree founder. Just something like I can remember it by. So when it actually saves to a list up here, I can actually click on it and be like, you know what? Like I know exactly what that means. So save the search right now. And now what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to click on my saved searches here. So if I just come onto LinkedIn now and I haven't previously searched anything, I can literally click this and it's going to give me that full filter function. So it's very, very handy to just save these searches if you want to. So we've got career coaches, NY, second degree founders. Let's click on that. Lo and behold, you see all my search functions are back. I'm just going to go back on this just to show you a quick little hack really quickly. So after a few days, you will get a green number on this new results section here. And this means that these are specifically the new people who have been added to your new list. So say, for instance, today, there's a person out there called Mark. We're just going to use Mark as an example, who isn't a career coach. Or maybe he is a career coach, but he lives in New Jersey. He's not in New York. And let's just say tomorrow he moves to New York and he updates his profile saying that. This will appear in green here saying, you have 3 people who now match this criteria who didn't yesterday. This is very, very, very powerful because now you can get to these people faster than anyone else because they've just appeared on your list. So think how much more potent it is when you're the first person speaking to these new people who haven't actually spoken to any of your competitors yet. Very, very powerful. So let's just click on this, just go back to this screen here. Now, another powerful technique that you could use for LinkedIn here is called Spotlight. And Spotlight actually used to be at the top here. They used to be in the top results here. And you used to be able to click along them, but now they've just listed it down on the side here. It's a change they've made in 2022. So when you click on Spotlight, you have many more different searches and functions here that you can click on. And this is key for finding active people on LinkedIn, particularly this one right here. If I select this one, it's going to change my search results to people who are in New York, who are career coaches, who are founders in a company size of this size, who have mutual connections, who most importantly have posted on LinkedIn in the past 30 days. Now, LinkedIn has boomed over the last few years. I think it's got like 800 million users now, nearly at 1 billion users. But like the thing is about that is kind of like how Facebook was at the start. People would actually create accounts and then just kind of leave them dormant and never actually go back on them again. We only want, people who are active on the platform on our lists. You know why? Because I don't want to be connecting with a person and that connection request just sitting there in their inbox forever, or, connecting with a person, starting a conversation, but they're really not invested in the platform LinkedIn at all, because I'm not going to get a response from them. They're not going to see any of my content. So I want ideally people who are, on LinkedIn, who've posted in the last 30 days. And that's why I've selected that search function there. So we've come all the way down from 6 million results to 190 results, and these results are very, very, very honed in now. There's also different things here as well, like, a few of these people have changed job in the past 90 days. There's 14 people. If I was to select this, it would bring up 14 people who've changed jobs in the past 90 days. There's a few people who've been mentioned in the news in the past 30 days. There's people who share the same experiences with me. Think about starting conversations with people and think about the natural flow of conversations. Maybe you could, connect with them and then explain what it is you do and then say, congratulations on changing your job. Congratulations on getting a new job. Congratulations on being featured in this article. Think about this. Think about the likelihood of getting people to actually respond to you, kind of dropping that hook when you are adding them, connecting with them, and actually attempting to do business with them as well. You don't want to just go in all spammy, because that's exactly what everyone else. I'm going to make another video on this approach later. Let me know in the comments if you want to see something like that. So how you can then go about connecting with people is you could just press the 3 dots here, click connect, and you could include an optional little message for them here, or you don't have to. You could just click send invitation, and then you could just make your way down the list here and just connect with many different people. And that's how you do it. And that's kind of the basics of LinkedIn Sales Navigator. Next, what I'm going to show you are some advanced search techniques on LinkedIn Sales Navigator. And again, this is where you could get even more honed in on your ideal client. So let me just go ahead and reset all of this. So we've been reset now to the main search screen. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to search for this example, sales manager. Okay. Now, sales manager, again, incredibly broad term, has brought me back 31 million results. And it's kind of if you look through some of the results here, we can see that we've got director of sales, sales director, product manager, senior sales manager, president, national sales manager. Some of these people aren't relevant to those keywords I've typed in there. And there's a good reason for it. It's because I've typed it in the keyword box here. And what LinkedIn has done is it's searched sales manager on all of these profiles here. So Kensington Moore at some point in his profile will say sales manager. The words don't have to be together. So that's where it's getting confusing. So let's have a look. We got manager here. We got sales manager down here. It's not even his current position. He's now a director of sales. So he doesn't fit my ideal client profile, but LinkedIn has brought him back anyway. So this advanced section is about how do we get around this? How do we refine these lists? If you notice up here, I've got another web page open. It's called Using Boolean Searches on LinkedIn. You can, go to this and have a read through. I'm going to show you right now how it works. So there's many different ways about how you can actually narrow down your search using advanced search parameters. And it's a bit confusing, honestly, if you've never done anything like this before. But basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to put commands into LinkedIn Sales Navigator to actually tell it specifically what I want. So we can see here, we'll start off with number 1. We got quoted searches here. These are searches where I'm telling LinkedIn, rather than searching sales manager, I'm going to tell them that I want them to bring back exactly the words sales manager. So rather than searching sales and manager, which is kind of done, I'm going to now pay attention here. We got 32 million results. I'm telling it, I want the phrase sales manager. I don't just want the word, I want the phrase. So this should reduce these numbers down. 7 million. You see, now we've refined the list a little bit. So what I want to tell next, so if we have a scroll down this list here, we can see that we've got many different types of sales managers. We've got regional sales managers, area sales manager, national sales manager, district sales manager. Now, what I want to tell LinkedIn to do is I want to tell LinkedIn not to bring me back any district sales managers. I'm just picking that as a random thing. And what we use here is this not function, right? We want to tell LinkedIn not to bring us back a certain search term. So how we do this is we type the words not in capitals, and then I want to put in quotes district. Okay. So sales manager, not district. So we got 7 million results originally, and now it has reduced it down to 6 million results. So we can see like a whole million of those results. These people had somewhere on their profile that they were district sales managers, right? So that's another way of actually refining that search and getting it down there. But now let's just say as well that I don't actually want regional sales managers there either, or national. I don't want regional or national. So how do I go about doing this? Well, I now need to use brackets. So I will open the brackets up here, and I need to tell it that I don't want district or regional. So we got district or regional. So if you think back to like maths in school, where you had like the bracket system, I need to include all of these brackets around these keywords here, as well as the quotes as well, because I'm telling it essentially I don't want district or regional, but I still want sales managers. So I'm going to press enter here, see what it brings back. 5 million. So literally 1 million of those people also had regional in there as well. Now, let's have a look through these search results. We've still got vice presidents. We've got brand and marketing managers as well. I could literally go on all day with this search result and say, I don't want VP in there. All right. I don't want a VP. I'll press enter again. Sometimes I have got like so complex with the result because LinkedIn's brought me back really kind of muddled results. I've literally had like 50 search terms of me telling LinkedIn what I don't want it to bring me back. But now at the moment, we can see that we can get this search result quite far down, and we can even stack it a little bit more by adding in, relationships, geography, where are these people based? We can also search for sales managers in a completely different way as well. So I'm just going to actually cut this out, cut that there, and then I'm actually going to insert and say this person's job title is sales manager. Okay. So I've told specifically, I want this current person's job title to be sales manager, and I don't want them to have district, regional, or VP in there. So now look at the list. It's brought me back 2 million results. We've got field sales managers because I haven't excluded that up here. We've got senior sales managers, sales manager and director, national sales manager, because I haven't excluded these as well. It's literally brought me back exactly what I've told it to. And then we can again click on like spotlights and have a look at people who are potentially active on LinkedIn, posted on LinkedIn in the past 30 days, 140,000. Changed jobs in the past 90 days, 25,000. So we know if I select this one here, these people who are sales managers are probably quite new sales manager. Hint, think about like what service you're offering at the moment. Maybe you are offering it to people who are stressed out in their new job and who want to excel. Okay, so you probably want to target people who have just moved into their new job, who, potentially in quite a stressful job. Think about like the different dynamics of the situation that the person is currently in. It's so useful when you approach these people and how you can position your service to them, whatever your service is. Now, what I want to do is I just want to go back and show you something else which is really, really potent. But what I am going to do is I'm going to use my old saved search to show you, just to show you something which is going to be pretty interesting. So we're back at the first search here. Career coaches, 346 results who are in New York, etc., etc. Now, if you're going down and you're connecting with these people, okay, let's say some of these people don't actually accept your connection. you kind of want them off your list, right? Because you don't want to be then contacting them again and again and again and essentially going through all these leads that you've already contacted just to contact again because you've forgotten about them because you're only human, right? How you can get around this is you can click on here, past lead and account activity, and you can click removed saved leads from search. You can click remove viewed leads from search. You can click remove contacted leads from search as well. So this will take a look into the people who you've contacted and actually remove them from the list. So at the moment, because you've been watching me here, I haven't actually contacted any of these people. I've got 346 results. However, let's just say I'd added 150 of these people. I connected with them. Those people would no longer be on this list, and we would have something like 196 people. I think the math is right there. 196 people remaining. So you can see just how powerful Sales Navigator is, even from like the filters to the advanced search section now. So you've found these people. Now what you need to do is turn these people into leads. Now you've found these leads on LinkedIn, you probably want some sort of method of how to actually turn them into clients. Luckily, I've got you covered there as well. In the top link below this video, you'll find some free training which I've put together, which is going to show you how to do exactly that. If you did like this video, please leave me a like and subscribe to the channel. It helps me massively. And take care. See you in the next one.